There is a huge burnished metal door erected by the first that is heavy as sin, 3 times the height of a man and half that distance in width. It is a full cubit thick and bears a head-sized ring of brass, a complicated pressure plate lock, and an inscription that reads, roughly, "Go away. This is not a place to be. If you try to enter here, you will fail and also be cursed. If somehow you succeed, then do not complain that you entered unwarned, nor bother us with your deathbed prayers. Signed, the Gods." Continuing where we left off, the party was at the end of room B, where they just found a bunch of skins tacked to the wall. The party continues back across room B, through the corridor, into room A. They cross room A and back into the corridor. They go forward and then take the right-hand passage down to where it branches to the left and right. Taking the right-hand passage as they're facing that direction, or the left-hand passage on the map, they continue down this corridor. They hear off in the distance dripping water and perhaps some flapping of wings and some splashing of water. They come to the entrance of room C. Again, the entrance is massive. The corridors at this point are 50 feet wide, spreading to nearly 100 feet wide as they enter room C. It's a massive room. Again, everything in Hellwell is massive, with the ceilings going off over 200 feet in height. They hear and perhaps even see off in the distance drips from up in the ceiling somewhere, disappearing from the mist. It's like it's lightly raining down into a black, murky pool. And as they peer off into the distance, they see what look like glowing eyes. Many, many glowing orbs off into the distance, this glowing green orbs. And they see some sort of vegetation surrounding the edges of the pool. So they slowly move forward, and there appear to be mushrooms and maybe a few ferns that are growing at the edge of the pool. And as they come forward toward the edges, they see the eyes. They don't appear to blink or move. They're just in there. And as they get a little closer, suddenly the mushrooms surrounding the edge of the pool start shrieking loudly, calling basically, "Dinner time! Dinner time!" Not quite. They're just shrieking loudly. And this is when the party first encounters the Bat-Creatures of Hellwell. The Bat-Creatures of Hellwell are unique to Hellwell. They were designed for the specific dungeon. They are taller than a man, and actually even a little bit taller than, say, an elf. They're very thin. They have hollow bones. They're very, so we say, somewhat fragile, but there's that. What they make up for is they have like 12-foot wingspans. They're mammals. They're very intelligent, perhaps more intelligent than humans, but they are totally xenophobic. They don't like any creatures other than themselves, though they get along with the other denizens of Hellwell to a lesser extent. They view them all as food. They pounce on their prey. So as the creatures, as the party is fighting the shriekers, and they see the glowing eyes in the pool, up in the midst of the ceiling are the bat creatures. And what they do is that they creep along the ceiling till they get to an opportune point. Now, they're more intelligent and they have very good eyesight, and they peer down and see their dinner. But they're somewhat picky. They can be, because they can look down and see from above. And because they're intelligent, they know it's much easier to go after prey that isn't wearing armor. So they detect who is wearing armor, which tends to be the magic users. And they drop from the ceiling silently with their wings folded like a bird of prey attacking. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of like a falcon striking a pigeon in flight, but these are falling down and they're aerodynamically coming down quickly, and they pirouette down through the air so that their claws are stretched out, and their claws are extremely hard and sharp and designed to penetrate even the toughest armor. And they come down, and their goal is to strike and hit right on the shoulders with their claws extended of the party. And they will hit 1, 2, maybe 3 members of the party at the same time. And they will overbear them because they're attacking from the they're dropping. So it's like you're being hit with dead weight on your shoulders, the equivalent weight of a man, a couple 100 pounds dropping onto your shoulders, which will drive you down. And as they do, they drive their claws deep into the shoulders of their victim, and with their claws deeply in there. And as they strike, of course, they started to spread their 12-foot wide wingspan, and they grab the character and start to fly away. In one round, they will be 25 feet into the air because they have a massive wingspan, and they're beating up to get quickly because they know if they get up in the air high enough, then the party has this terrible decision. What do you do with a character being carried away, or characters being carried away? Because in 2 rounds, they're 50 feet up in the air, and at 3 rounds, they're farther than the party can see. So what do? And I've actually had somebody fireball their friend. Their character's up in the air, and they go, what do we do? Well, we'll fireball, and of course this will kill, or may not kill, their character and their own party, because it's this terrible choice. What do? Do you let them carry you away to be eaten, or do you try and save your friend? And they try and shoot their arrows, and as the characters get carried away, and sometimes the party wins, but often the party loses. Like I said, Hellwell is unforgiving. It is designed to kill characters, and the bat creatures are one of the things that do that. They come when the dinner bell rings because they know the party's probably fighting something else like that. So as the party kills the shriekers, because that's the only way to stop them from screaming, they notice that the shriekers have little silver coins in their roots. The shriekers tend to collect the silver coins, so there's coins there. Now you have the issue of what do? You've got this pool with glowing eyes in it, and so is the party adventuresome enough to venture into the pool? Well, what's in the pool are glowing magnetic lodestones. They're glowing lodestones that glow this greenish color, and you pick them up. They are actually magnetic. They will stick to metal. They have some other interesting properties. As you bring several of them together, if they come within 4 inches of each other, they arc, releasing ozone, which will cause cause releasing a gas that will damage everybody within the 10 feet of this ozone release, and it just does 1 point of damage per round, but it's not terribly dangerous except over time. You don't want to put a bunch of these in your backpack, because if you put 10 of them in your backpack, you could be taking 10 points of damage per round. So it's sort of dangerous to keep many of them together. They also are somewhat dangerous, and they're like little mini hand grenades. If you crush them, and I've had a party do this, they explode doing 1 die of damage. Not a lot, but if you have a bunch of them. But these turn into little mini hand grenades that if you have a few of them, a character could easily carry 2, 1 in each pocket, left-hand pocket and right-hand pocket, and then they're not going to release the ozone, and they could throw them at other creatures or throw them at the ground, and they will explode doing 1 die of damage. Not an awful lot of damage, but they're there. So you have that. This area is again fairly massive. It's 200 feet across by 200 feet deep approximately, so there's about 400 of these little glowing lodestones in this murky, icky liquid. So the party has several problems. You have the shriekers, you have the bat creatures, and you have the glowing lodestones. So this is another room of Hellwell. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. I look forward to hearing what you think about this video. Particularly, do you like this style of video? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. I appreciate either. If you're new here and want to subscribe, there you can click on the icon on the left, or if you're interested, there's some more content on the right. Thank you.